Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and I wanted to do this live and I wanted to do this handheld video here and really just state that we are the connection of free will. Free will is an activation. Free will is something that we become when we choose the willingness to be free and to dare to really think outside of the box, but also we dare to dream in this moment. So in this moment, we can literally change our belief systems. We can change the way we view about life, and we can change the way that we're going about life as a whole. And I just wanted to walk barefoot in my front yard and really just talking about the act of accessing that free will and implementing it in a very big way and allowing yourself to breathe it in and actually make it a real tangible thing is to find out your spiritual origination and find out where you need to be connected and understanding what works for you as a way of dedication, as a way of repetition, as a way of generating that consistency of free will, and to not negate it and to not be in that essence of it, but to be the actualization of it, to be the act of the intention of aligning that energy to what makes you free in this moment. And that's what's beautiful. Freedom is a choice. Freedom can be something that you think about. Freedom is an act of doing it every single day, choosing to be free, choosing to let go of any limitations, any false expectations, any false identification of what you assume yourself to be, and to ditch those limitations and those assumptions and those expectations and trade them out for appreciation of aligning your vibrational attitude to how you can find that direct correlation of how you can become source energy at this moment in time. It's just choosing to be that. It's choosing to be the illusion that can change into many different parallel realities. So we're accessing every image of the I Am Presence, every aspect of our personality, every aspect of our love and our realization. So every time that we're meditating, we're coming closer and closer to becoming the reality of illusion itself, and ditching attachments and ditching aligning to an energy that doesn't really allow us to resonate, to resound, but also to generate that imagination within ourselves. And it's just kind of being bold about how you go about life. Choosing to be bold means you have conviction in your faith. And when you have conviction in your faith, that means you have power, meaning that you have the ability to project that power and you have the ability to live inside of that power and not negate the power, but know that you are the power that you're seeking. Seeking is a way of looking for it, is a way of research, is a way of searching within your soul what feels right within your embodiment. So free will is a living, breathing activation of you being more interwoven with the timelines, being more interconnected with the frequencies that you're supposed to use within this vibration, and to channel those energies of past lifetimes so that you can align to every monad, the I Am Presence, to every aspect of yourself that is on the spiritual journey, so that you can be simultaneous, meaning spontaneous in your nature, meaning that you already know that you have the ability to recalibrate everything and to bring it back into a grounded form. So you are the universe, you are everything. That means when we incarnated here, we had a clean slate. That means we get to start over. Every day you get redemption. Redemption is not something that we have to look for within this creation. We feel like it's something that we have to look for. We feel like it's a very tangible thing that we have to beg for redemption or forgiveness, but it's actually already been given to us. So it's understanding that we don't have to be a part of the expectation, and we don't have to be the manifestation of it. We're not even the outcome, but we're the energy that's behind it. We're the light that's crashing in. Meaning that if we base everything on outcomes, then we're basing it on control and manipulation. And we don't have to be a part of that deception anymore. And this goes more than about manifesting, but free will is to live life on your own terms. It's kind of to be rebellious to the point to where it seems like it's very negative. But being rebellious actually means that you are not allowing yourself to be dictated by the illusion. So the willingness is to embrace that you have the freedom to be the will, to be the example of God's source energy and the great I am. You have the ability to be willing, to be free, to be pure in your own nature, meaning that you don't have to limit yourself because you're already free. You are already given the willingness to do it. You always have to understand that we are not controlled by substances. We're not controlled by society. We're not labeled as anything. And if we see ourselves as that energy, if we see ourselves as that prophecy being foretold at this moment, and we're here to fulfill that prophecy. So live life as an energetic being. Live life on your terms. Now, if you live life and not think that there is consequences, now I'm not saying this in a negative light, but if you feel like it's going to fail, if you feel like it's not going to go your way, if you feel like there's a consequence to it, you would always live your life very boldly. You would always live with a tenacity inside of yourself that wouldn't have that false hesitation, but you would just go into it and experience it and get the most out of everything that you're experiencing at this moment in time. So we can't be too analytical. We can't be too complacent about it. What's hard and what's difficult is that if you don't live your life without really embracing yourself, having true acceptance in oneself's ability, oneself's way of words, oneself's truth, then you have to accept everything else as a direct correlation how you live your life because you're responsible and you're accountable for it. So we're all accountable for how we choose to live, and we're all accountable for how we choose to promote ourselves, to project ourselves. But also, seeing yourself as a gateway. Every one of your chakras open up portals to different energies, frequencies, realms, intuitions, and DNA strands. So we are the portal, we are the ascension. It's not something outside of ourselves. We always think that it's something outside of ourselves, but if you look at where I'm at right now, there is true beauty here. There is beauty within the flowers, within the tree, within the grass, within where I'm barefoot right now. And it's because I chose to do this handheld video because I don't care who in my neighborhood hears this. It means that you just don't care. It's the art of not caring anymore. Meaning that you don't give in to anxiety, you don't give in to worry, you don't give in to the things that tempt you to be limited in that moment. That's the kicker. That's the scary part. Because it kind of forces you to almost like reevaluate your whole life. Like, wow, I can't be scared of anything. I'm almost like, it almost feels like you're becoming a person that just moves. And when the world moves and you move with it, that means everything in your outer reality starts to change and starts to shift and starts to fall at your feet and starts to really manifest itself and unravel itself as a beautiful present. That's why the present is a gift, my friends. The present moment is the most beautiful gift that you can ever receive. But a lot of us have a hard time receiving it. So, service is not just one type of service, but service is giving your time, giving your energy, giving your passions the time and care that it needs. And sometimes our passions and our desires and our inspirations are not the same thing as really our wants. Our wants and our needs are the same thing. Our desires, our inspiration are the same thing. So we have to get rid of the sense of, oh, what do I need? But what do I want? What do I want in this moment? How do I want the most expanded moment in this moment? How can I be the essence of the moment and not the reminiscence of a moment? Not to get lost in a memory, not to get lost in the sense of it or the realization of it or the intuition or the guidance of it, but to be the guidance itself. Because we feel like we need a lot of things. But all we really need is the undeniable truth and gift of life, that it's already been given to us. The undeniable gift has already been received. So we have the ability to transcend the overview of our spiritual journeys if we really tap into it here and now. We have the ability to choose to transcend the conditioning that we've experienced our entire lives. Rather, it has to do with trauma. Rather, it has to do with past lifetimes. Rather, it has to do with bullying. Anything that you've ever experienced, you have the ability to heal it. Even distortions within our realities. Even I have so many people who get readings from me about like health issues and stuff like that. And sometimes that stems from belief systems. Sometimes it stems from unhealthy habits. But sometimes every time we're being monitored on what we say and what we do. So speak to the promise, speak to the essence of source energy, speak to the things that are going to bless you, the things that are going to amp you up and inspire you and motivate you. And know that divine timing always works on the divine's time. And sometimes it's not on our timetable, on when we want it to heal or manifest or transcend. But it takes preservation and patience to really be one that is in tune with its vibration. That's why a lot of people are on the path for 10, 20, 30 years. I've been on the path for at least 4 years, and I've seen where my life has taken me and the things that I've been able to do and the things that I've been able to demonstrate and to teach, but also to relay so people can get that psychic perception. But it's not about seeing where life has taken you, but it's seeing how you're purifying where you're coming from. That's what it is. It's purifying where you're coming from at this exact moment. Knowing that you have the ability in this moment to become the creator, to become the oracle of love, light, and wisdom, to become the teacher within. So manifesting, healing, love, prosperity, they're all different, but they're really all the same. They all come from leading with the heart, leading with that existence to become that God or that goddess manifested in human form. So none of us are here to feel like we're judged. We're not condemned. We're not limited. We're not small, but we're very big and beautiful. We're very big and beautiful in our own ways. We're very prophetic in our own nature. It's kind of understanding that free will is just waiting for you to accept it. They have the willingness to accept free will. And if you choose the best determination of conviction, of faith, of being in that authority, that means that you will project everything into awareness that needs to be there. Sometimes the things that are surrounded in our houses, the things that are surrounded by me right now, are not even real. They feel like solid things. And yeah, I could punch that shrub over there. But why would I do that? But that's what most human beings do every single day, is that we feel like we're a solid being. We feel like we're thoughts. We feel like we're limited. We feel like we're nothing, even though we are a nothingness. But the way that the human experience conditions us to experience ourselves is that we're only worth this amount. But what I'm telling you is that you're worth this amount. I tell people all the time that you're worth billions and billions of dollars, that you are 1 billion years old, you have the wisdom and courage, and some of you have been here pre-man. Some of you were Sasquatches. Some of you were dragons. A lot of you were ascended masters, and some of you were in the King Arthur era, and you demonstrated leadership and prominence and love. We've all been here, but in this lifetime, what's amazing about this lifetime here and now is that we get to purify everything. That's what's fucked up about it. This lifetime, everything that you've ever done, good or bad, negative or positive, light and dark, they're coming into balance. And that's why it's intense and visceral. is because everything is coming into balance here and now, so that we can become the one that is balanced within the density of consciousness, that's balanced within every direct nature of experience. Not to have just a self-awareness of self, but to have a unified, balanced understanding of what it means to demonstrate actual compassion, actual unconditional love, and actually being a part of something that is going to help the planet understand itself. So there's a lot of different mediums, there's a lot of different people who talked with people on the other side, starseeds. No matter what it is, everybody has a reason to be here. Everybody is led by transcendent reason. We are led by the dark night of the soul. So to release that out of ourselves, because the light and the dark has to come into balance. It has to recalibrate itself from everything that it's experienced ever. There's so much beauty in this earth. If you see this around me, there's so much beauty. But we always tend to muck it up with a dirty portrait, with ideas, with attachments, with belief systems. And even in my 4 years, I still have a tough time sometimes looking at that. I have more of an easier time doing that, but still, sometimes it comes and goes. But when we lose the sense of possession, that you don't have to possess something to be great, that's the real kicker. You don't have to possess something to be great and masterful. You don't have to have a PhD, you don't have to have a certification of your psychic mediumship. But to be great is to demonstrate that greatness, is to demonstrate that love, and to demonstrate that intensity no matter how you're looked at, no matter how you're perceived, no matter how society views you, that you will demonstrate it, that literally, if God Source Energy told me to get on my knees and give my life to God in that moment in the middle of the street and say something like a prayer or something like that, I would do it. Not many people would do that, even in the spiritual awakening. That if somebody sees me doing what I'm doing right now, I will continue to demonstrate it without any hesitation. To be great is to be one that is not afraid of how they're viewed in appearance, in love, in light, in eminence. Meaning that you emanate everything that you try to be, no matter who is watching. No matter who is watching, you still follow the gift. You are led by the Spirit and you walk in the Spirit no matter what. That's what's powerful about becoming awakened, becoming enlightened, becoming the understanding of Source in every single way. And it's the ability to love one another. It's the ability to give up the fight of hesitation and resistance in oneself, but be able to have the ability to impart that and to let go of the imposition, a persecution of one's brothers and sisters. We all are running the same race. We're all here for the same goals, for the same ambitions, for the same reason to help the planet. We're all here for the same goal. We're all here to love. We're all here to be, and we're all here to become. So being able to have that truth, to have that wonder, to be a wanderer that walks in the woods, to find oneself, no matter how long it has to stay in there. Meaning that you will wander and wander and wander and go in many different directions, maybe not finding the answer, but that is the mystery and the mystique of it. That's the mystique of the journey. That's the question that we ask ourselves. That's the question. That's the love. That's the eminence. That's the love that we have accepted. And that's the power that is inside of ourselves. So the question is, do we want to feel that power? Do we want to feel that alchemy? Do we want to feel that magic? I am. Thank you for asking. Do we want to be the creation of light which generates all of appearance, which allows the world to continue, and if it did not, then it would not continue. It would go up in a flash. But that is grace. That is the true grace of what we're experiencing here and now. That is the grace of the anointing, the grace of the gifting. It is the gift that keeps on giving because you give life to it. You give life to it every day. No matter what, no matter how you're viewed, no matter how much it looks like, no matter if you make a lot of money from it, it's really being impactful and giving your time and your service to everything. A lot of you, even some of you that are watching right now, I can already tell that some of you will be very successful one day, and some people will look at you and frown upon you because of that. But the only way that we can help people is to make our presence known. And some of you are doing it non-physically. Some of you don't even realize what you're doing for the entire collective as a whole. Everybody is essential to the growing nature of consciousness. Everybody is essential to this awakening. Everybody is here to be the one, the truth, the love and the light and the way. Always. And just feel that. Just feel that power within yourself, within everybody, and just allow. And that's when you don't have to say nothing at all. And you just allow the magic to shine through you. And that gives us the ability to just resonate in our own bliss. And that anybody can receive this. If we just give, if we just love, if we just understand, and to be quite normal with how Source uses us as a vessel. That we can all feel this power if we just allow. If we just allow. If we just demonstrate it. If we just are it. And that is just a pure moment of bliss. And sometimes that's how the Spirit can just pop in for a moment and to help us recalibrate and to help us get back into sync and just kind of come in a fatal swoop and just give its love, to demonstrate its power, and to be unconditional, and to be truthful always, and that we've always already have been free. We may not have felt like that in our lives, in our situations, in our struggles, in our suffering, and our inhibitions, but that is for all of us to experience. And this isn't usually how most of my lives go, but I felt like doing something totally different. And just kind of doing one of these handheld videos, walking around in the yard and seeing all this beauty, all the flowers that I water every day, and just kind of resonating in that. And sometimes it's not about being complex, it's not about being so intricate, but sometimes it's just the relatability. It's just relating with the Creator, having a relationship with the I Am, and just demonstrating that and just becoming it, immersing ourselves within that power. And if we allow ourselves to do that, then we allow ourselves to know ourselves, to accept others, and to see that the path is a destination that never gets to its destination, but it's a journey. And if we were to have all the answers, it would take the zest out of the adventure. That's what it would do. It would take the zest out of the adventure. And I also sat down so I wouldn't drop the camera. Yeah. And it was funny, I was watching this show, and I'll end with this. It was called The Young Pope, and had Jude Law in it. And this lady, this saint, it was like Joanna, and she basically said that God is not right. God does not do or act or visit us or anything, but God smiles. So sometimes it's just the ability to smile, even when everything else tells you not to smile, because Source always smiles. Just be the inner child that smiles. Just be the one that chooses to be the oneness that smiles upon all of its creation. And I will end with that. So thank you guys. God bless. Namaste. This is White Wolf signing off. So it is. And until next time, as I'm not blocking the camera,